Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. It's good to see you again since our last visit.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. How was your week so far?
Very eye-opening.
Very eye-opening. And what exactly happened to open your eyes per se?
Well, the log thing. Remember how we talked about that? That I was supposed to keep a log of me being in control and
Yeah.
situations? Yeah. Well, I did that.
And what did you find out about yourself and the control you have?
None.
You didn't find out anything.
No. I had
Okay.
no control over... Really, it's just luck of the draw.
Okay. And how does that make you feel knowing that there's no control?
I had to learn how to figure out how to handle it.
Okay. There's an exercise we can do, and it's pretty much breaking down that your thoughts and feelings in those situations where you don't have quote-unquote control. Would you like to do that?
What is it?
It's just a little exercise that we're pretty much going to go through how you're thinking, how you're feeling, like timelines and stuff like that in order for you to be okay with not having control.
Well, I'm confused about timelines. I do pretty good with timelines. Are you talking about like things at work, deadlines, getting things done?
No, not more of your thoughts. Like, let's say that you have a situation and you're going to talk about how when you started that situation, what your thoughts and feelings were, and then toward the end where you seriously think that you lost all control, we're going to talk about how you got from having quote-unquote control until losing it.
Okay.
Your thoughts and feelings toward then.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay, so is there a specific time or a specific thing that you're talking about that you didn't have control?
Well, it just so much depends on so many other people and what they do, and it affects you, and you can't control other people, and it's just a spiral.
Okay. So instead of taking all that, that's very understanding, and I completely understand that. So let's break it down to something you have control over, okay? Let's say you get up in the mornings. Do you have control over brushing your teeth?
Oh yeah, basic bodily functions and hygiene
Well,
items.
some people. Okay, well, let's just start there because obviously you have control in that. Okay? So when you wake up and you're wanting to brush your teeth, what are the actions you're going to take in order to do that?
Well, I have to make sure that the bathroom is free.
Okay.
Because I have 4 children and we have 2 bathrooms, so...
I understand that, but we're just talking about you and the job that the situation that you have control over. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do when you wake up? What are the actions you take in order to...
I get up earlier and beat them.
Okay. Again, you're talking about your children. We're not trying to... Just strictly you and the action of brushing your teeth.
I get up and I brush my teeth. I go in and I brush my teeth.
Okay, and in that moment while you're brushing your teeth, do you actually think that you have control?
Yes.
Okay, so earlier when you said you had no control, we found out that you do.
Over little things.
Okay, well we have to start in little things in order to get to bigger.
This is true.
Okay, so what other little things do you think that you have control over?
Like I said, basic needs.
Okay, anything else at all?
I can control a lot what goes on in my classroom in school.
Okay, so you are a teacher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have control over that to an extent.
Okay, well let's go with your classroom studies and everything. What's one part of the day where you feel like you're in total control? And I know it's harder to be a teacher because sometimes you don't, but is there a specific time during the day that you think that you do?
Well, teaching is so sporadic because things come up at the spur of the moment. It depends on the kids, their interest in what they think. Because I teach the social studies, and I'm very passionate about that, so we get into discussions and things like that, and there's a control within the chaos of the discussion, I guess you could say.
Okay, and how does that make you feel emotionally?
Excited because the kids are expressing their feelings. And
You're
their
exciting
thoughts.
for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. During that, what physical sensations do you most realize?
I pay more attention. I'm more alert. I'm more engaged.
Okay. So it's more of the visual stimulants for you?
Mental.
Mental?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That would be more cognitive. We're talking about completely sensational. Sorry. So what would, like, if something happens, you know, a kid is smiling because they realize something, I think that would be visual for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm talking, what specific things do you look forward to when you have a discussion with your kids?
Understanding that they're learning, that they're having fun, that they're engaged, they're smiling, they're actively involved.
Okay, and then that gives you control of the situation. You don't feel like you're out of control of it.
It makes me feel like I'm doing my job.
Okay, but as a person with your control issues, do you feel like you're doing what you need to do in order to have control of that situation?
No, because I can't control their thoughts.
Okay, so then you feel a little out of control.
Somewhat, but it's a good out of control because they're involved in the discussion, and I don't know where that discussion will lead based on them.
Okay. Like you were saying earlier about how you can't have control over everything because so many other people are involved.
Yeah, but that's a good out of control.
Okay, so what would be a bad out of control for you?
Drivers.
Drivers. You don't like driving?
No,
And why don't you like driving?
because people can't drive. They scare me.
Okay, so it's not always you have to worry about, it's the other people on the road?
Yeah.
Okay. And during that, or before you get in your car, is there any anxiety or any physicalities that you can notice in your body before you drive?
Oh, if someone gets real close to me, I sweat and I can feel my body temperature go up and my heart palpate. Yeah, I have physical signs.
Okay, and then what's going on in your head at that moment?
What's he doing? What's she doing?
And what feelings are you feeling?
How did she get her license?
So
How
a
did he
little
get her?
anger,
Yeah.
angry.
Mm-hmm.
Anger is a big one.
Not a physical anger, just is that a Cracker Jack box license, or how did you get your license?
All right, and that's understandable. Have you ever been in a confrontation with somebody or another driver?
No, I'm not a confrontational person.
Okay, so it's
I did it one time, it gave me a migraine, so I don't do it anymore.
okay. So interpersonal relationships. Are you very sociable with people, or do you just avoid how would you say that you are in a two-person conversation?
I'm about 50-50. I mean, I listen, they listen, I have good friends, I have great friends. But if
if you're feeling angry or anything like that, are you
I
gonna let
don't
them know?
associate with them.
Okay. So your loved ones, if you get angry with them, you're not associating with them anymore?
Yeah, you have to forgive them.
You have to. And why do you think you have to?
Because they're your blood.
Okay. And then if they do something that upsets you, do you feel out of control in that situation?
Yes.
And why is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, well, it's a good place to start. Because if you don't know, then do you have a time where you felt out of control with someone?
My dad doesn't listen to me.
Okay.
And he's very sick.
Is that starting now or when you were younger?
And it's probably started, first time he really had his first heart attack was when I was 8, so it's been going on for about 40 years.
Okay,
But the older I get, the more I realize
what exactly?
that he needs to listen to me.
And why do you think he needs to listen to you?
Because if he doesn't, he's going to get hurt worse than he is.
Okay, and what specific things that he does would get him hurt?
Well, when only 20% of your heart works and you try to go out and build a deck in a day, I have a problem with that.
Okay. Let's say that you would put yourself in your dad's shoes, okay? And you're having a conversation with your dad. It's besides you being you, you're going to be him, okay?
Yep.
And you're going to think in his shoes. And you come in, and what's the first thing he's going to say to you? And this is, we're talking about the deck scenario.
I've about killed myself on that deck today.
And then what do you think you're going to say?
Why do you do that? Why do you work so long?
Okay, and not what your dad's going to say to you, but what do you think your dad's feeling inside? His thoughts, his emotions,
He's feeling that he needs to do it to be a contributing member to his family. He feels that that's part of being a productive person is to do something, and he's not able to do it, but he feels that he has to do it, therefore he'll drive himself until he can't go anymore.
Okay, and then has he been like this your whole life?
Yeah.
Okay. And what, honestly, like, what do you think about that? Like, in seeing his shoes.
I believe that some people, that if they quit doing things, that's a sign of giving up. I do believe that. I believe that you could pass away from not doing anything. I believe that. But he needs to do it in healthy amounts.
Has he just recently gotten more sick? Or has it
The last few years, yeah. We've lost him several times, and then this last time he had to be put on a ventilator. So yeah, I mean, he's not the picture of health, let's just say.
Well, and in your dad's shoes, do you think that he has lost a little bit of control over his life?
Absolutely.
And that's what you feel every day? A
Yes.
little loss of control. So you and your dad are more alike than you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So let's say that you're in your dad's shoes, as you know, you're sick and you want to be a contributing factor to your family and all that. Would you do the same things he's doing?
No, because I would quit after a period of time.
And why do you think you would quit?
Because it's happened to me before.
What
And
has?
I know when to quit.
What has happened to you before?
Just your heart will start palpitating, you'll get short of breath, you feel like you're going to pass out, that's when you sit down.
Okay, and then during that time when you're doing that, is that a loss of control or is that just you're going too hard physically?
A little of both.
Okay, and with the loss of control, because physically we really can't we can talk about your emotions and stuff, but it's not what we're really trying to figure out right now. We're trying to figure out your thoughts and the loss of control. So what emotionally do you feel?
Well, when my heart starts to beat funny, I'll move, I'll take deep breaths, I physically try to control that.
Okay, that's physicality. We're talking complete emotional.
But it's also emotional too, because I think I've got to do this, I've got to get...
Because of what?
Because of my family. I mean, I have to take care of myself for them.
So you feel like in order for your family, you have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
Okay. And you feel like that because you feel a sense of loyalty to them.
Yes.
Okay. So that's emotionally, without your family or without anything, you by yourself, how do you feel when that stuff happens?
It scares me.
And why does it scare you?
Because I can't control it. And then that makes it worse.
And it's just a spiral again, like you said earlier. Okay. I think we got a lot covered this session. For next week, what would be some things that you would like to write down?
Some steps I can take to this really gets me. When you have a wealth of knowledge and you try to teach other people and they just throw it to the wind with no regard, that makes me feel out of control.
Okay. So let's go with that, and then I would like you to write down instances during the day where that actually happens.
Okay.
Where you want to take your advice and everything that you've been through and tell someone, and then they don't listen to you.
Okay.
Okay?
I can do that.
Alright, thank you very much. It was good to see you again. I hope you make it home safe.
Yeah, these drivers, you never know. I mean, it's the luck of the draw.
Yeah, yes it is.